Virgo, this is your tarot reading for the month of June. Now, most people's June readings have been sort of incomplete. They've been a work in progress. I have to say, I'm not certain that that's true for you. We'll see. Middle card there, Magician. I normally associate it with manifesting. This month in particular, it seems to have been a warning about people trying to control the massive changes that are going on in society and being told simply to submit and to relax. Is it the same for you? I don't know. Bottom right, we have the Queen of Swords. A firm but fair queen. A queen that maybe sets up appropriate boundaries with others. Is that what it's telling us? I don't know. You'll now have the energy of the Hermit, going inside yourself looking for answers, which is the best place to find them. Although there is such change at the moment, I'm not certain that whatever answers we come up with in June will be the correct ones. And we need to be flexible and prepared to modify them. The future looks good. It's a card of happy families. But there's a couple of warnings, I think, in this rendering. One is that lady with the card below them. Is she jealous? Is she plotting their downfall? There's also those blimps in the background. Are they warships? So it could be an energy of you focusing on your family when the world is in turmoil. What leads to the outcome is you teamworking with others, probably to create a synergy, to create something better. What would change the outcome is the Emperor's card, divine feminine, in tune with her intuition and those of others, enjoying the best things in life, but not in a greedy way, wanting to share them. And the outcome, which comes from teamwork and is changed by this Empress, is that of justice. Now, this is justice, not judgment. So it may be karmic, but it's not directly karmic. It could even be a court case. I mean, we don't know if it's coming for you or against you, but given the outcome, I think it's coming in your favour. I think. We don't actually show deception here anywhere. So I'm not sure. So let's talk about each individually and try and find out what it really is all about. Now, the energy that runs throughout this is the energy of the Magician. I would normally associate this with you manifesting. But what are you manifesting? There isn't a strong indication here on what it might be you are manifesting. I mean, the outcome is justice. Are you manifesting justice for yourself? Could be. Could be. What recent months, and particularly this month, has meant for other zodiac signs is that you're attempting to control your environment. No bad thing, except we're at a time of unprecedented change, and there have been warnings that we should simply be submitting. Is that what it's telling us? Well, you know, I don't see other energies confirming that interpretation. But then it's something that I need to be mindful of. I think probably how I should interpret it is, yes, you're concerned, as we all are. You'd like to do something, but you're a little bit unclear what you can do. You have hopes, you have desires, and you're expressing them. Possibly no more than that. Now, as you know, we have justice as an outcome. And I do believe it's justice in your favour. It might not be. We'll come to that. But in your recent past, we have the Queen of Swords. She's a very firm but fair queen. She's an iron fist within a steel glove. But what she normally means in my readings is somebody that sets appropriate boundaries for others. So while there's no indication that you've been wronged, maybe this is the indication. Certainly there's a massive amount of deception in the world, and we're all acutely aware of it. And I think most of us are completely fed up with it. You know, those who're responsible for deceit, lying, manipulation are continuing to brass neck it out, trying to suggest that they've done no wrong. And I think we've all had enough of it. Is that you? I wonder. Now, I think you are concerned about the world. Maybe you are concerned about the deception, because you're certainly looking for answers, and you're doing this by going inside your head, which is the best place to find them. But as I said in the introduction, we're undergoing such massive change at the moment that whatever you find, you need to be prepared to refine it. So whilst I see this as entirely positive, and I don't see any indication that you would do this, but could it be that you are could it be that you get too wedded to it? I don't know. You look at this rendering and, you know, he's on that sort of scrap heap, but overlooking the City of London, as though he's turned his back on materialism. So am I right that you're concerned about the greed, the manipulation, the lies, the corruption in the world? Could well be. In the future, so we're probably talking of outside June, there appears to be a focus on families. Again, I've seen this before in June, or sort of coming after June. And it's not a bad thing. You look at the rendering, they look so happy, together, with their son and those two Scottish dogs. But they're up on a pedestal. In fact, I can see the City of London below them as well. And there's a blimp there. Is that a warship? Are they realising that the best way to deal with all the turmoil in the world is just to focus on their family, or at least focus on things pretty immediate to them? And if we want to change the world, we don't do it by dreaming up grand schemes, but by doing what we can, doing those things that we can influence. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be doing this, but are they oblivious to what's going on? The other thing that I see in this rendering is that woman with a card. Is she jealous? Is that indicative of future problems? It could be. I think that's the warning I'd give about this card, or this energy. But, I mean, let's face it, it's quite a good energy. Energy that leads to the outcome. And I do think the outcome is a good outcome. But the energy that leads to the outcome is one of teamwork. Now, this is the sort of teamwork by which you all have your specialisms and roles. It's not that you're all doing the same thing, but together you can build a synergy and create something that's better. Now, given that the outcome is justice, are you working towards justice? And of course, we do have that magician card, suggesting you are trying to create or control change. Are you so fed up with the manipulation and lies that you're actually doing something about it with others? Am I going ahead of myself on this? I'm not sure. What changes the outcome is the energy of the Empress. Now, given that I think the outcome is a good outcome, or I think it is, why would the Empress be changing it? Well, the Empress is somebody that understands her psychology and those of others. So is it somebody that, is it saying that rather than taking what you see as the manipulation head on, maybe you should be taking a more psychological view? She's also somebody that loves the best things. Oh, she's nurturing as well. So she encourages people rather than fights them. She does like the best things in life, but she wants everybody to have them. And there might be something in that mindset that's important. That our mindset should not be one of opposition, but trying to work together for the common good. And on this particular rendering, she looks pregnant. So it could be about the birth of something new. Goodness knows what. And the outcome, as I've said, is that of justice. It's justice, not judgment. So there's a lot of judgment around, and that's karmic judgment. Those who are responsible for the lies and the manipulation, the corruption, the greed, etc., are slowly being exposed, are slowly getting their karmic comeuppance. To a certain degree, that's happening because of power is consolidating even more, and they're fighting amongst themselves. But this is justice, so this is likely to be a court case. And given that the overall energy is that of the magician, you attempting to change things, and what leads to this is you working as a team, is it you that's pushing for justice? Do you know, I think it does feel like that. It feels like you're pushing for justice. And that's no bad thing, and the outcome's no bad thing. But I think that Empress is saying maybe there's another way of doing this. A way that might be better. I don't think it's a firm steer from the universe, and there haven't been firm steers during this month of June. Not least because of, there is more change to come. So therefore, wherever we end up at the end of June, it doesn't really matter because things are going to change again. Let's get some clarity. And I'm seeking clarity on this Justice card. And the first card we get is Ten of Swords. Stabbed in the back, bitter endings. So this is the injustice that you're fighting against. I mean, it could be that you stab somebody in the back, but I don't get that feeling at all. The next card is one of joy. Blessings and joy. That this stabbing in the back took that away from you. And the final card is one of you being disillusioned and walking away. So it was very bitter. Let's look at each individually. So I opened this reading by saying I couldn't see how you'd been wronged and that maybe you were just fed up with the amount of deception in the world. But here it is. Yes, you've been more than simply deceived. You've been stabbed in the back. A bitter stabbing in the back, which has caused an end to your way of life. Maybe an end to a job, maybe an end to a business, maybe an end to a relationship, but a very bitter ending. You look at it, 10 swords in his back, he's dropped his briefcase and he's lying on a roof above the City of London. So this rendering at least suggests that it is to do with your work, your business, how you've made a living. That was brought to an end, and I believe you are seeking justice over it, along with others, by whatever means you can use. This is a beautiful rendering, and a gorgeous rendering. It evokes La Belle Epoque, doesn't it? You know, the glasses on the bar there, the barmaid welcoming you. So I suppose one explanation for this is that it's you who stabbed somebody in the back and you worked in the hospitality trade. I think that's quite a bizarre interpretation, to be frank with you. No, I think what happened was you were stabbed in the back and it's taken away your way of life, it's taken away your joy, it's taken away your happiness. And in taking away your happiness, you will be creating further bad luck for yourself. So it's really affected you, and I think you're consumed with the need for revenge. And this spread is all a bit of a warning about that. Not that you might not get revenge, but, you know, being bitter doesn't help you. And it's strange, you know, because at the beginning I said I couldn't see how you'd been wronged, and, you know, the emotions didn't seem that strong, but they're massively strong. You know, this stabbing in the back, and you're probably equating it with similar deceptions that are going on everywhere, you know. I mean, I despair at trying to buy anything or any good or service now, because everything seems to be a scam. There doesn't seem to be honesty in anything. You know, I'm trying at the moment to claim my pensions, and we're 2 months into trying to claim them, and I've got precisely nowhere so far. You know, and they're saying to me that it'll probably take me 8 months to take the tax off my pension, even though I don't pay tax. You know, I just despair. I mean, those aren't scams, but I despair at the world, and I think you are now. And you're turning your back on how you have been, and turning your back on everything. Hence the hermit turning his back on materialism. And you're walking away from it. Gosh, this has taken a twist. Well, I think we can summarise for you, Virgo. Virgo, this reading's taken quite a twist. I think you're a very firm but fair person, a person that believes in justice, believes in what is right. And, you know, you've been betrayed badly, stabbed in the back. It's caused you to lose, I believe, your living. And it's taken all the joy away from you because you're consumed with wanting revenge. And you're also walking away from your past life because you're so disgusted with this. I think it wasn't you, there were other people involved, and maybe this is a part of the wider deception going on in the world, and you see that. You're certainly going inside your head looking for answers, but I'm not certain you will find them all. I think along with others you're pushing for a court case, you're pushing for justice. And I suspect it will go in your favour, but what satisfaction will that really give you? Maybe you can release the pain if you do so. And as I say, you're walking away from things, and in the future you will focus on your family and let what's going on in the world sweep past you. Just focus on things close to home, even though everything in the world is seemingly going crazy. And Maybe that's no bad strategy, and I don't want to tell you that this is wrong. But the universe is proposing an alternative. An alternative whereby you try to understand the psychology of others. Try to understand what is happening through sort of understanding the motivation of others. And trying to create change by nurturing and sharing, rather than through conflict. Now, you are a firm but fair person. I don't think that conflict comes natural to you. But this is an alternative that the universe is proposing to you. And you should at least take note of it.